All right, so on number 1, okay, this isn't anything we talked about in class, but I'm kind of just like, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm kind of expecting you guys to know what to do here. Okay? They say fill in the table for the equation, and they give you a bunch of x's. They give you x's over here, and you have the f of x's are blank. Remember, f of x is like y. The first part of the table are the inputs. Second part are the outputs. Okay, so this one's just giving you have 5 different numbers to plug in, and you're plugging them all in to the same equation. Okay, for x, you're just going to get a different answer for each one. Okay, anybody have like questions off the bat for this? Just plugging in the numbers on the left, and then whatever you get out, you put that in the space next to it on the right. Okay, number 2 is the same thing. They just give you a different equation now. All right, the g doesn't matter. All this means is function of x. Remember, whenever you see function of x, you're expecting to plug stuff in. We talked about that. Okay, so just plug it all in. Okay, number 3 is going to say, it's going to ask you from questions 1 and 2, okay, what would the point of intersection be? All right, when you fill in the tables for 1 and 2, they're going to share a point. All right, so when you fill in the tables for 1 and 2, you should realize at the end that one of them, one point is going to be the same. Like they might both have, I'm just going to do this because I can see them both. I don't know what the answer is, to be honest, off the top of my head. Let's say that, for this one, when you plugged in 3, you got out 8. And for this one, when you plugged in 3, you got out 8. Okay, that means they would both share the point 3, 8. And all that means is when you put 3 in to both equations, you're going to get the same number, 8. You're going to get 8 out for both equations. Again, that's not the right answer, but that's how you'll figure that one out. Okay, that they put those on the SATs a lot. Like they'll give you tables. They'll fill them out for you and just say, find the point of intersection. And you literally just have to look at them. Okay, they're both going to share a point. Figure out which one that is. All right, this one is just true or false question. You should be able to get this. All linear functions are increasing. Be careful when it says all. Okay, so if you can find one linear function, if you can create one that is decreasing or isn't increasing, then it should be false. Okay, this one talks about arithmetic sequences are examples of linear functions. That's like review from the first section, first chapter. Remember, arithmetic goes with linear. And then geometric goes with exponential. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm talking about right there. All right, question 6. Okay, it talks about the range for an exponential function. Okay, we talked about that at the very beginning. You're fine, Tyler. We're almost done. I'm going to post this one on. This one's going to be on YouTube. Okay, I'm just going over the quiz directly, and I'll put that on YouTube, and then the lesson will be on Canvas. All right, this says the range for an exponential function always is all real numbers. We talked about that at the beginning. This one says all linear and exponential functions contain domains and ranges that include all real numbers. Okay, same thing. We talked about all that. And then the last ones, okay, just choose the domain of the function. We talked about that. Choose the domain of the function. Yes, Jocelyn. Choose the domain of the function, and that's it. All right, so you got one function with arrows. Okay, like we talked about, you got to figure out what the domain is, left and right, x-axis. Then you have another function, okay, that's all endpoints, and there's gaps. Okay, so that's kind of be like what we just talked about. in video.